Hello everybody and welcome to another stream for Ark of Osiris. And this is a little bit of a throwback because we haven't really done many outside of Osiris League, Osiris Invitational streams lately because honestly Osiris League or Ark of Osiris has really just become kind of part of the normal every week, every other week kind of thing. But I still want to continue to bring you high-level content when it comes to the top-tier players inside of the Ark of Osiris system, and especially considering Osiris League is definitely something that's growing every single season. OV being one of the top-tier players and alliances inside of the system, and then also 411K making a name for themselves and winning the Realm of Anubis for the last season of Ark of Osiris League, and basically only being the only alliance that has won anything in the Osiris Invitational. I figured I wanted to bring this to you. They've already played in the Osiris Invitational system, and OV did end up winning that match towards the end of the game. It was a very, very nice match. And when I found out this matchup was happening, I reached out to the folks at OV, John Wick being my guy over there, and he was kind enough to get with leadership and let this happen. OV doesn't really let people or let YouTubers do this. So I'm taking this as a special treat for myself and then, of course, for you guys as well. I'm going to hop over to the next screen and start to kind of go through what we can expect coming up, and then some things about Kingdom 52, which is where OV is stationed at currently. So let's go ahead and jump on over, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so OV is in Kingdom 52. I can't open up the Osiris button because I'm not level 16 on the account I made to be able to do this cast for you guys. But all I needed to do was make an alt account, and again, the folks in OV were kind enough to go ahead and let me join. This is, led by Slouty. I think he's got a pretty popular name with most people in the game. Welcome to the stream, everybody that's joining. We're at just over 100 already, so looking forward to seeing more people join and enjoy this matchup that we're about to see. Like I said, we've seen this matchup in Osiris Invitational. I think it was the third week of the Osiris Invitational is when this happened, and again, OV was able to slightly edge out 411K, and that was main alliance versus main alliance. I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing main alliance versus main alliance here because this is Ark of Osiris. This is not for League. This is not for the Invitational. This is just your normal everyday Ark of Osiris rewards. So I think there's going to be probably some substitutions, people trying to feel out who is going to be good. I know that Kingdom 52, which is where OV is at right now, has gotten a pretty substantial influx of players, especially considering how well they do in Osiris League and things like that. A lot of people are coming here to enjoy the benefits of being in one of the best Osiris League team kingdoms in the game, and because of that, they are now Imperium. So I think the only way, if you wanted to come here, and it's a good kingdom from what I understand, it's well run. Of course, it's got OV, which is one of the best Osiris League teams in the game, and then I think they're going to be making another one as well. So that they're kind of going to be like JWM, JWM2. It's going to be OV, OV2. I think it's how they're going to do it. Everybody's welcome to come here from what I understand, but you have to be 35 million or under because they are Imperium Kingdom, and I'm sure they've got a wait list a mile long for their special migrations as well. So let's jump into the chat and welcome everybody. We've got Badian, Goyame, Anjing, Matthew Ben, a Russian name I can't pronounce, Ernail, welcome to the stream, everybody. Xmaster, this should be a great match, I agree. Paranoia, I put all my coins on OV, let's go. There's no coins, but that's awesome that you thought about that. Abhijit said will come at 1920, but never came. I don't know what that means. Pokawi, Captain Hook 100, Howdy, Ahmad, Nur, Abhijit again. Forgiving Sword, wait, what? I thought 411K lost to OV. That's what I said. OV won. OV beat 411K. Can someone explain what's happening to me? So this is just a normal Ark of Osiris. This is not the Invitational. This is not the League. This is just a normal match. And again, I thought it was kind of fun to bring some of this back because I haven't really done many just normal Ark of Osiris matches on the channel in quite a while because it's kind of become the normal thing, right? Like everybody's doing it. We just in fact finished my 916 brand new account 916's Ark, and I posted that yesterday. So I wanted to do that on Saturday because I knew this was coming on Sunday, so I could have this space out of the way and available. Lots of people are asking for OV for the win. OV won, but I 0 win. I'm not sure what that means. Easy for OV. It's not OV in 411 league team. It's not really good match. Yami, I think that I've talked to OV, and there's definitely some newer players, but there's still quite a few normal 100% normal OV league team members in here. So it's going to be a good match. I don't think it's going to be a bad match at all. Cody Graves, welcome to the stream. Let's see. I ain't spamming. I'm just practicing. So, can you do Legion of Shadow Legion? So, next, I think it's after reset is when you can actually start doing Shadow Legion. If OV wins and I lose my coins, I will delete all my troops. Which commander is better, Attila or Takeda? Please answer. So, if you're a rallier, you should have Attila maxed and then Takeda at least 5551. If you're not a rallier, then Takeda's better because he goes with Saladin as well, which is a really good combo. Gecko Gaming, welcome to the stream as well. See you're present. Press like, guys. Let's show some support. I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, and certainly once this is posted up on the channel, go ahead and shoot a comment on it and say if you like it or not. I'm just going to try and get some of the stuff out to you guys because it's fun. It's fun. This will be a fun matchup. This should be a good one. I'll commentate it like I normally do on the official Rise of Kingdoms channel, and give some feedback on what I see and what maybe I would do differently, or if this is an amazing play, I'll let you know that too, and all that good stuff. How is Saladin Ethelfled? Not bad. Not great, not bad. OV is going to show us how to defend with YSS. That's the other thing. So there may be some Theodora and YSS action. I'm curious to see if that's how it plays out. I'd be very interested to see some of those, because there's going to be Attila Takeda rallies all over the place. But I'm hoping that we see some Theodora stuff. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to work because 411K is obviously in Kingdom 411. I don't know if Theodora and YSS are usable in Ark. I guess we'll kind of find out here shortly, with Kingdom 52 being such an early kingdom and 411K being such a mid-kingdom. So we'll see. All right, the Ark is up and running. Let's see if we can go and hop into the match. We certainly can. This is very nice. I'm going to block the comments in case there's people doing anything there. So here we go. Let's go ahead and go over to the blue side here. We'll start with the blue side first. This is OV. There's Slouty, John Wick. This, again, I mean, I recognize a lot of these names from the Osiris League team, but I also see some newer ones too. Some folks that I'm not familiar with. So I know, I talked to John Wick yesterday, and he said that there's quite a few new players that came into the kingdom. That's why they're Imperium again. They got a really, really solid influx of players that came in, and then again, they're looking for 35 million players coming in as well. They're looking to grow and learn the game and things like that too. So I'm always in support of that. Good place to play, well-run kingdom, that kind of thing. So something to think about. Saladin for free-to-play. Saladin's one of the best free-to-play legendary commanders because you can use 5551, and it's basically 360 sculptures or so that you need. Shantanu, Katakwar, just in time. Yes, you are just in time. This is starting 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining. Let's jump over to the red side. We've got 411K. Again, I recognize quite a few of these names as well, even though they're in a language I don't understand. I recognize that the back half of those names. I recognize. I've said these names in the Osiris League cast on the official Rise of Kingdoms channel quite a few times. So I recognize these guys a lot. And it's funny, so one of my best casts that I've ever done, as far as people joining, it was 411K versus NBA 1. That was one of the best casts that I've done from a viewership standpoint. Which kingdom is OV? That's Kingdom 52. So Kingdom 52 is where OV is at. And again, they're currently Imperium, so reach out to the leadership if you're over that mark, and maybe there's going to be some kind of a thing they can work out. Or if you're under 35 million, just let them know you're coming, and you can come whenever you want, from what I understand. Tanya Lei, hey, I'm Chinese. Hey, I'm American. Welcome to the stream, though. Everybody is welcome. Shahab Hamdi, welcome to the stream. Benny Iqbal, hail OV. Okay. All right, so we've got about 30 seconds left here. Again, I look to see some strategy being played out, and really Ark of Osiris, we've got practice matches, right? But I believe that Ark of Osiris, just the regular weeks, I mean, people want to obviously win because of the rewards and things like that, but they're more likely to try some new things or try some different strategies, depending on who they're fighting up against. I don't know if 411K knew they were going up against OV. I'm pretty sure they did, because I knew OV was going up against 411K, and I'm not, I'm not that connected. So I mean, I'm a little connected, but I'm not that connected. So they should definitely know who they're going up against, and I wonder if they've adjusted their strategy because of that or not. Oh, Timo came out for a second and then went right back. That's interesting. And again, keep in mind too, guys, there's quite a few old OV players in this alliance. So why so serious? Yes, I remember you. Joshua Evans, you're from Indonesia. Okay, welcome to the stream. Who do you think will win? Well, I mean, I have to go with past experience and say OV's going to win because they beat 411K already. However, again, from what I understand, OV does not have their normal Osiris League team, but I have to think that 411K is also in the same boat. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a toss-up. I mean, last time was a toss-up. It was down to the wire. OV won it with the last Ark capture. If the last Ark capture didn't happen, 411K would have won. So that's why this matchup is so good. That's why I wanted to bring it to you. And then also, just in general, that's why this system is so good, because anybody can win. It truly is whoever executes better and does their plan better and has the better plan wins. I mean, it looks like 411K has people specifically to get. Oh, maybe not. Except for this one here. Like the other one looked like they had people specifically to get these outposts, like the first two over here. That's interesting. Yeah, go ahead and throw a hashtag OV or hashtag 411K, whoever you think is going to win. Just go ahead and post it in the chat, and let's see if you're right or wrong. I need to get some coffee, too. It's 10 a.m. and it's 10 in the morning, obviously, here. But it was Independence Day yesterday, July 4th, in the States. So I was up until like 2. Having fun with the neighbors and throwing a few more drinks back after Sippin Saturday. I got started early on Sippin Saturday. And then, yeah, so kept drinking for 4th of July. So, both obelisks already taken for OV. Again, a very, very strong start, having 2 of their 3 outposts and both obelisks captured. I'm curious as to why this outpost hasn't been captured yet. There's nobody in the middle, and I guess nobody decided to grab that just yet. One of these guys should grab this. Mimics. He's right there. Should grab it. If nothing else, it would refresh his march speed. If he's got a max Guan, that expertise would give him a boost in march speed. There you go. Now go ahead and bust, and there he goes. See how much faster he is? Got to use little things like that, you know? Hit like if you prefer 411K, and dislike if you prefer OV. Please don't do it that way, because if you hit the dislike, it's not a good thing for me. So don't do it that way. Just say it in the chat. All right, we got rallies everywhere. Looks like 2 rallies. 2 rallies from 411K still open, and 1 rally from OV, which means that they probably broke it already. Let's go check and see where they're at. So 411K is right beside the desert altar already for OV. And 411K is positioning pretty strongly on their own defensive structures here. I don't see OV rally broken anywhere. Here's one. There's John Wick running around with an 8,000 troop march. Here comes the rest of his march here. Here comes the rest in a steady stream. I'm curious. I don't see a rally. Like usually they have a rally that's breaking up here and starting that structure game early. Tiny Rick had your arc at 12 last night. Oh my goodness. That sounds awful. I mean, it could have been fun. All right, so we have just a half a minute until these forward structures open up. People are positioning, and again, I mean, you got John Wick here, but he can only put one army inside of the building, so there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunity for him to necessarily hold this desert altar. Whereas here, there's already action happening at the desert altar on the OV side. And it looks like there's maybe, yep, there's a little harassment double C march running around. He'll probably try and go get a couple other things before he heads back in shame. No, it was awful. Yeah, it was very awful. George Santi, hey Drago, can you remove the simplify graphics? No, there's no button to remove the simplify graphics. I wish they would, because, I mean, my system can handle it. I'm not sure why it just automatically did it. In fact, let me make that as a suggestion really quick while we're watching some fights happen. Alright, looks like they used an alliance skill. So good field fights here. Everybody got their respective buildings and structures, so that's good. Let's see here. Let's go up to the top as well. Looks like OV has this thing pretty much ironed out, so that's good. You have to go back and untick the simplify graphics. Do y'all really want me to do that? I mean, I can quit and then go back in. That's a dead march. Okay. That's better, but it's just going to auto-simplify again, right? Is it just going to auto-simplify again? Like I say, my system can definitely handle it. Of course, we got somebody's march flying off the screen there, so that's the thing. All right, Ovi making a big push on this desert altar, but there's quite a few 411k here to defend. But there's a Belisarius in the structure defending. That is not good. Having a Belisarius defending is not what you want in your desert altar. I'm assuming they've got some people coming in here to do something positive from a garrison standpoint. That's very bad. What do I need to do if I want to join K9? Kingdom 9? Or you mean Kingdom 916? Oh. Just come on over, man. Everybody's welcome. I mean, as long as you're not like 300 million power, you should be able to get in whenever I start to open up the kingdom a bit, assuming I have the lead. It's not a foregone conclusion, but it's heading that direction. So until Cater Rally's going out, again, the only alliance that can possibly have Theo and YSS is OV. Let's see if they have... Okay, so Artemisia is on this one. Artemisia is on this one, although this one's going down. 411k is swarm. Oh, there it is. There it goes. 411k taking the Shrine of Life over here on the OV side. Early take from 411k. That's very interesting. And again, we've got what looks like a pretty solid presence here from OV as well. A Guan rally from OV. Dirty work. Doing some dirty work. Against this Constantine now led garrison. Constantine is better anti-skill instead of Charles. You have a lot more anti-skill talents available to you. So that's good. I'm not sure what the second is there. Constantine Alex, or maybe? No. Constantine Charles, I guess, maybe? We'll see. I didn't know about this Simplify Graphics trick. Thank you for giving it to me. Because it doesn't seem to be going away, so that's good. I mean, buildings blinking everywhere, guys. Let's check all these buildings and see how they're doing. This one's going to hold. Let's see if they're going to take this Shrine of Life back. You got OV just swarming it down. Pedro Justin and Peanut Bunny and some other players coming over. Looks like they're going to take this down, but that's a heavy That's a heavy hit because that's an Attila rally or Attila garrison. You also got OV coming over here trying to take the Shrine of War, but 411K putting up a strong defense. Good solid defense from a garrison standpoint, and I don't see a rally in here anywhere. This looks like a swarm. I think the rally already got sent packing, maybe. Or maybe they're just fighting open field and maybe a couple things are just hitting. Let's check over on this side here. We've got this Edward rally that's definitely not going to make it from 411K. Oh, I'm sorry, not Edward rally. That's an Attila Takeda rally with Edward also swarming. That's just not going to work. Then you got this Attila rally here. Lots of field presence coming up from 411K, though. My goodness. I wonder if OV saw the difference between the garrison and the rally and just decided to move on because they thought they were going to win. And 411K pushing hard up here. My goodness. 411K losing their obelisk, though, over here on the right side. Missed that one. I don't know if this is... Was this a rally or if this gets taken back instantly? Yeah, no, this was a rally. Oh, no, this was a single march. There's no way, because that's a lot of damage. Well, I guess it's a rally. Yeah, I guess it was a rally. It's taking a lot of damage. The rally must have taken a lot of damage, I guess is what... Oh, the other obelisk, too, is down. My goodness. OV. Taking structures everywhere. The desert altar also going down here. 411K trying to desperately get it back. Wow. Now, I will say 411K has put a lot of troops up this direction. The rally did go down, but it is now getting swarmed. This may go down in favor of 411K, which would be helpful because right now they only have one altar to their name. Ramses Edward rallies, they are strong counters. Ramses Edward, I don't think would do very well against Artemisia Wu or something like that. Paranoia. I've not seen positive trades with something like that. Please show Shrine of War. This one here, or this one's pretty solid, and then this one here, this one's pretty solid. I'm not sure what else you want to see on the Shrine of Wars. The obelisk trying to be taken back away from OV, but they're just swarming it, trying to get it back. I don't blame them. Both Guan rallies, my goodness. Yeah, 411K was pressing hard, and then they got both of their obelisks taken behind them, and it's like, oh crap, they pulled back. Because they had really solid presence here, and there was not this OV reinforcement available when these 411K armies came in. We got 5 seconds until the Ark spawns. Let's go to the middle as well. I feel like this is going to drop in favor of 411K, but OV's doing a great job reinforcing. There's the Ark, and here we go. So lots of 411K in the middle. They're definitely posturing for this Ark, 100%. 411K is completely surrounding this Ark and have got it and are moving back. OV trying to do things, but they just don't have the field presence to battle this many armies. But you can tell. I mean, look, they lost both of their obelisks. OV has got all their structures still. Even this one is still holding strong. I thought for sure this one was going to go down. OV still sending rallies out. And, I mean, 411K has done a great job of grabbing this Ark and really dominating the middle. But if OV can take advantage and maybe take some of these structures away, again, look at the points total, right? 590 per minute versus 400 per minute. That's going to start to stack up. Now, it's not quite Ark of Osiris territory points, but it'll at least keep them in the same conversation. And if they can keep some of these buildings that they're trying to take and not lose this Sky Altar, OV can't lose the Sky Altar if that's what they're going to try and do from a structure game standpoint. Go over to Shrine of War again. So we got Guan again against Charles. This Charles is holding pretty darn strong. This is Charles Constantine, it looks like. Charles. Yeah, Charles Constantine, it looks like. This Guan rally is doing very well, but there's enough 411K around here to kind of hold it, you know? Not all? Maybe they are all. Yeah, Guan Leo. So this Shrine of Life looks to be holding fairly nicely. So this is Charles Wu. And maybe that's what the other one was, is Charles Wu, which would help a little bit against the skill damage you're seeing from Guan if it's Charles Wu. And the defensive talent tree does have some decent skill damage reduction, and so does the garrison tree with Impregnable Fortress. So that's a good one. There's Valiant Stand being used for OV. They're still trying to hold this strong, and they have. They've really held this pretty strong. But another rally is coming in. DZ No coming in with the rally, and YSG in the fly. Oh no, we need to change that quick. Maybe the Artemisia is refreshing. I've got 3 armies of Snorlax just kind of sitting there taking a... Oh, there we go. Going to swarm some of the reinforcements. That's how you do it. But this YSG garrison is not what you want. It is not what you want in this structure against Attila Takeda. I'm assuming there's an Artemisia coming this direction soon. Right now, OV with the point total, but looks like 411K is going to be capturing this Ark of Osiris. There is nothing stopping them from doing that. Let's jump back over. Let's go over here before we go back to the other desert altar, or the other sky altar. OV looks to have a pretty solid grasp on this one here. Let's check the Shrine of Life. This also looks really good unless there's some reinforcements. I don't see any. Let's go back to this desert or this sky altar here. Still with YSG inside here. This is interesting. I mean, YSG is a good garrison, but just not against Attila Takeda. But with this many armies surrounding and swarming, it's not a bad idea. It's just taking a lot of damage. Like, there's a lot of damage. You got Cav against archers. There's Artemisia. And then again, it's Attila Cav, so it's even harsher. So, I mean, while you probably did some decent damage to the swarm, I don't know if that was worth the losses, or if that was a mistake, or if there was the Artemisia army was trying to refresh his troops, that kind of thing. Yeah, it feels Frenchman. Yeah, it does. It really does. So Guan Leo is a great rally, and Charles Leo is actually really good as well against the standard Attila Takeda defenses. So not bad at all. Now OV taking the Sky Altar over here away from 411K. 411K pouring over here, trying to immediately get it back. But another rally from Sleepy Owl over here, but it is not full. And it looks like they are going to be garrisoning this, so that's not full. I'm not sure if that one's going to be taken or not. Let's go back over to the Desert Altar here. Sky Altar, excuse me, and see if OV can continue to hold this. They have not let this drop, which is pretty impressive considering the swarm that was up here earlier, and the fact that they had to refresh their marches and were a little behind getting more people here before this rally hit and had YSG in the garrison. This is going to be interesting to see if OV can do that. I think they can. They've got quite a few reinforcements coming in to help clear the open field and then reinforce the structure. Yeah, this looks pretty strong. DZ No is going to lose that rally here pretty shortly. But that was a solid push by 411K, for sure. Let me take a look at this Shrine of War here and see how this one's doing. Attila Takeda rally on top of this Shrine of War. Artemisia holding it. Lots of armies on the open field here looking to go ahead and take this away from OV, but OV's holding strong. Again, the Ark is captured, so now 411K is in the lead. 10,500 points, almost 600 points, versus 8,800 points. So very good job to 411K for taking the lead there and grabbing that first Ark. OV is one of those teams that is known for grabbing the Ark pretty much at will. So I think that I think we saw this last time they fought, where they kind of let them have the first one, or not let them, but they didn't put as much emphasis on the first one, but then started taking all the rest. Yeah, this looks pretty solid in favor of OV. Let's go check some of the other structures here. Some open field fighting in between. OV's rally being broken there against that Shrine of War. Also, same thing, OV losing that Sky Altar again. Looks like it was swarmed back down for 411K. And now 411K has an Attila Takeda rally heading towards the Shrine of Life up here for OV2. Likely all these sad face marches, all the smashed marches, will go back to their cities and try and help defend the Shrine of Life over here for OV, would be my guess. Another rally coming in for 411K again against the Desert Altar. OV pushing forward, though. Going ahead and pushing forward, trying to capture, or at least position to capture, the Shrine of War over here. And this is still blinking for some reason. Is there a structure buff? No. Somebody just came over and tapped it and then lost. That's what happened. Watching Snow versus 1AVG. Yeah, Baloo. That was a good one too. This is a regular Ark of Osiris match. Frenchman. This is just a regular match. This is a regular Ark of Osiris match. This isn't League. This isn't Invitational. But they matched up. And I heard they matched up, and I figured you guys would want to see it. And I always love commentating strong alliances that are alliances that go deep into Osiris League. So you got two of them right here on one screen. It's good stuff. All right, so everything's still blinking, guys. These guys know how to rally, that's for sure. They've got the rallies synced down pretty solidly. However, again, 411K. Why did it come over from there? That was a rally, or was that a... No, it was just one march. Okay, I was going to say, if that was a rally, why was it coming over from that direction? That's weird. All right, so OV successfully defending that Shrine of War. Let's go check the Sky Altar. This looks pretty solid too, but 411K positioning forward. I'd imagine there's a rally. There it is. Yep. So this is a textbook case on how to prepare the field for a rally. Take a look at this. 411K has a mass of marches, aka murder ball, up front, already pushing back the reinforcements and the defense, while the rally comes in from behind. You don't wait for the rally to come in and start hitting and then move all of your field support up. I've seen that so many times, and it irritates me because you're doing it backwards. You need to have the field support first come in, clear the open field, get those support troops away from the structure, and then have the rally come in and hit, and then swarm like they're doing right now. This is exactly a textbook case of how to properly rally something in Rise of Kingdoms. Liangwei Zhan. Hey Drago, did you realize all 8 teams in Osiris Invitational are kind of Chinese alliance? Any thoughts on that? Are they? OV's partially Chinese. JWM, Chinese. JWM2, Chinese. 411K, are they Chinese? Is 411K Chinese? Obviously, HKL is Hong Kong. Yeah, I guess most of them are. I mean, there's a lot of money being put into the game from that side of the world. I mean, I'll say that. And there's a lot of strategy involved, too. So, OV losing this structure, like I said, so again, 411K, that was a textbook job on how to properly rally something. It had proper and strong field support. The rally came in after the fact. The field was cleared. It's a done deal. Gotcha. Okay, well, yeah. I don't know if I have any thoughts on it that I should say. So it looks like 411K pushing hard here. I mean, their lead's been cut to 1,400, but they do have the points per minute advantage right now. And again, I mean, they took the last arc. Let me take a quick peek into the middle here and see what it's looking like. 411K, again, with 3 minutes left, starting to come into the middle from behind here on their normal side. I don't see any 411K coming in from behind on the OV side yet, but there's a lot of sad faces going back for OV right now. Eight teleports for OV. 8 teleports. That's to me, that's a big problem. So 8 teleports available at the 33-minute mark. That's 8 less cities with 40 marches not up front. And they're having to wait for all of these to go all the way back, instead of being able to just bring it back out right from the obelisk and be ready to rock and roll. That might have lost them this Sky Altar. Something like that. OV Alliance going through the middle. Well, yeah. I mean, it's starting. So 2 minutes left. 411K is starting position forward from their side. Lots of troops coming in. I'm not sure if So I've tried this strategy that Pearl's doing, rallying the outposts. I'm not sure if this is worthwhile. One, because if you take it, right? Okay, you took it. Say you took it. You've stopped the point generation, which is 30 points per minute, which is substantial, right? But this is 2 armies that are not on the field, and one of which isn't even a full army, because you can only have 500,000 troops in this rally. So you have 300k and 200k troop armies. Ooh boy, here we go. Jerry Dyke, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. I also saw a couple other subs earlier as well. Guys, if you haven't hit the sub button, please make sure that you do that. Hit the like button and the bell notification as well, so you can keep getting all this good stuff coming your way. And 411k positioning strong again around this temple. 1 minute to go on the spawn. But OV has positioned around the 411k mob here. They've got it from their side coming in. They've got a nice little bottom contingent here with John Wick. And I believe another player here. Yep, DBK52, Dirty Work as well. Coming in from the bottom. So are 411k. Ooh, this is going to be a big fight in the middle. This is going to be a big fight in the middle. But again, I don't think OV has enough marches to handle all these marches from 411k. Now, again, because of all the marches coming to the middle, it looks like OV was able to take this Sky Altar at least for a little bit. But look at all these marches from 411k. My goodness. It's like they have extra marches. I mean, everywhere I go, there's like 20 marches of 411k and more coming in from the bottom of the screen. All right, so here come all the buffs. Here come all of the buffs. Wow, look at all those buffs going crazy. And again, just not very many blue players anymore. I mean, you know, it's spawned. It has spawned. 411k has really dominated the middle. I'm very shocked because OV is known. Now, OV, again, even with being outnumbered, look at that. John Wick grabbing the Ark anyway. This is his deal. This is what he does. So, if anybody's going to grab it first, I would put my money on John Wick. But there's just not a whole lot of presence. Thank you for all the subs, guys. I appreciate you. Arnab Majumdar and Bob as well. I think I saw Bob in there. Thank you very much for the subs. Or Rob. Rob has followed. So, I mean, but look, I mean, OV's starting to pour some more people in, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough. Look at how many armies 411k has here, and they've got proper buffs still. This is a 5-minute buff. The War Drum and, well, Mystical Formation's not been dropped, but War Drums is on. And now this player here, this minute just dropped it, but they're going to start working their way back. I mean, there's just not enough. There's not enough. I mean, they're peeling off people from the mob here to handle the 1 and 2 that are coming in. I don't know. Sam is going to do any good. I mean, I know you're trying, but 2 armies is not going to do much against the 20 sitting here surrounding this Ark and its carrier. Now, again, 411k has taken back all of their structures, although look at the points per minute. 440 points per minute for OV versus 290 for 411k. That means OV took quite a few structures away, at least for a second, away from 411k, which is a big deal. Because, again, every time you lose the Ark, okay, so if you're OV right now, this will be the second Ark you've lost, assuming that 411k is going to be able to bring it back. Now, I'm curious to see where he's going to be bringing this one, because the gold line is going all the way over here. And this Desert Altar is about to be retaken again by 411k, and those points we're going to start adding on to there as well. Now you've got Valiant Stand. Which one did that one go on? That's the one I was about to go to. All right, so, wow. Ooh. This Artemisia needs some reinforcements, because this is a full Attila rally. This is a full Attila rally with a few more reinforcements coming in, but it's from one player, so that's not necessarily going to be a whole lot, but he can swarm, so this will be an interesting one. But Valiant Stand being used is definitely a nice skill to hold on to that stuff. But 411k has the Ark and is moving with impunity. I mean, they don't have anybody really contesting them right now. OV is trying to hold their structures and push hard as well. We got 9 rallies out. It looks like 5 of which are OVs. And this, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I just don't understand this. I've tried it. I understand the thought behind it, because I've tried it. One match when I was in K16, I rallied this every single time, the whole match, and they did what this guy did: put a Richard and Charles, or Richard and something, and unless you've got something to reinforce whatever. This was before Attila Takeda, right? But unless you've got something to reinforce this rally, I mean, it's pointless. And you can't really reinforce it properly because it's only a 500k rally. So, I mean, it's just, I don't think that's worth it. Unless there's something I'm missing. I just didn't see the point in that. But look at this. This rally is going down about halfway, and OV is pouring troops in. Look at this. They're coming in from all sides. 411k trying to take this and swarm it, but OV is definitely doing well on the refreshment of these troops. Recep Kambaz, alaikum salam, my friend. The I coldest. What's good? Everything's good, man. Alright, so 411k taking the altar and the Shrine of Life over here. OV trying to get them back desperately. This is probably the worst case scenario for OV. So, again, they've lost the Ark for the second time this matchup. And, again, if you lose the Ark, it's not the end of the world. But you want to be taking structures hard, like real hard, away from your opponent so that point difference is not as impactful. Right now, it's basically an even matchup, 15,900 to 15,600, but they're going to capture the Ark, and this is a 4,000 point Ark. He's bringing it back to his home. You got Moo going back to Nat's house. Go ahead and grab a drink and drop off the Ark. So then that even point total is going to go away, and also, again, 411k does have a point per minute advantage, so this is an interesting match. We all knew this was going to be a good match. This is why I'm casting it. Exactly right. Enjoying the match. I like it, Frenchman. Alright, so it looks like OV grabbed their Shrine of Life back. I think this is a bugged army. I don't think this is actually here. And 411k is still holding this Sky Altar a minute and a half until it starts generating points for 411k. And I'm assuming there's a rally with support coming in. Yep, we got Snorlax and Charmander coming in. Those are Pokemon names. And then here comes the rally. Now again, like, there's a pretty good field presence here. And Guan Leo, guys, especially if you've got some good gear, is really good. Because it's harder to swarm them. There's a lot of counterattack damage in that setup, especially from Leo and from the talent tree. And if you've got some equipment, that's helpful for that too. It's kind of like a little mini infantry Attila Takeda. They're going to hold it. They're just going to sit tight and hold it. That's interesting. I don't know if that's necessarily the right play here, because they've pretty much been able to grab this Ark at will, and if they don't capture the Ark, like you can, well, no, they just captured. I was going to say I don't think that's the right play, because they were even. They were even, and they already captured an Ark. So, I mean, OV's doing a great job from a structure standpoint and from a provisioning standpoint, point-wise, but they're just not getting the Arks. So, and with them being even before that last Ark capture, that means that OV is doing a better job at those two things than 411k is. So, I mean, I would definitely, if I was 411k, I'd want to have as many Arks as possible going. You want to have those points being generated, because otherwise you're going to start going behind. Twan, this is just coffee, man. It's just coffee. It's early in the morning. I did all my drinking yesterday. Between Sippin Saturday and the 4th of July, there was a lot of drinking. So it looks like there's a rally on the obelisk over here as well. Let me check that out. I think this is going to be okay. Yeah. 411k is going to hold this. We've got some big fights over here too. OV, again, I'd expect to see a rally right behind these open field armies. I don't see one. Oh, it's because it's already here. So we got the Guan rally again over here against Richard Wu, I think is what this is over here, which is pretty solid. I mean, against a Guan Leo, that's pretty solid. OV is swarming this, though, and Richard's not great against a swarm. Against a swarm, Richard doesn't really have much counterattack damage. 21 Kaz 21. Yes, Alex YSG is good. Henry Sung, I've got plenty of videos that have my hat off. But I've got, like, hat hair and all that right now, so I'm not going to do that. It's going to be a mess. Yeah, this Richard's going to go down. Like I said, Richard's not great against the Swarm. Wu is, so if it's Richard Wu, it's helpful, but I think there's going to be enough here. Yep, there you go. There it goes down in favor of OV. Again, Richard's not great against the Swarm. Charles is good against the Swarm because he's got that 30% counterattack damage. But Richard doesn't have any of that. He's got the heal and he's got some stats. Like, that's really where Richard comes in. So 411k holding this strong. Charles Wu against... That was a single army. That wasn't a rally. Here comes the rally. Another Guan Leo rally coming in. But again, look, we've got this Sky Altar. Again, Richard getting swarmed down. We just talked about it. 411k just going to take this back. But it stopped the point generation, which is, again, I think the point more than anything else. Just taking these structures and stopping the points from generating, that is critical throughout the match. You've got to do it. And with a 5,000 point lead right now, OV has got to start taking some of these structures and holding them and getting this next arc. There's just over 20 minutes left, so there's enough for at least one more arc, possibly two if they're captured very quickly. Looks like Teardown was used. Let's go back to the Shrine of War here and see if they can pull it, but Teardown used... I don't know if that Alliance skill was used properly because you've just got the rally. It's getting swarmed down. There's no field presence from OV. It's all back here. And they're getting sent home, and tons of field presence from 411k. I think that might have been a wasted skill. Sorry to say for OV, that was a wasted skill. Now there's no field presence. You can start the rally now, and it might get here in 3 minutes or so. Yeah, I don't know if that was a proper use of that skill, because I believe that's a 5-minute skill. So I don't think that's going to do much. 411k not focused on what matters. Such a huge open field presence. How does the building fall? Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have fallen. This one should not have fallen. 411k had quite a bit of field presence here. They shouldn't have lost those points per minute. And now, jeez. Excuse me. OV has the field presence. I'm sorry, the points per minute total advantage, 590 versus 440. And everything's kind of knotted up from a structure standpoint. Let's go over here to the OV Sky Altar, Desert Altar, and take a peek and see how it's doing. I mean, we got OV just kind of sitting over here waiting. We got 2 armies from Derek, 2 armies from this player here. 411k coming in strong, losing their rally, but still swarming. Artemisia is great against the swarm, guys, so I'm not sure if that's exactly the best play here, but they're trying to take the structure, and they're putting all their armies that are in the vicinity up to do that exact thing. So let's see if that happens. 3 other structures blinking for 411k as well. Also, both altars being rallied of OVs. You got the rally from 411k here. The other rally got beat, but there's a swarm going on. More 411k pouring in support to those objectives. Again, this Shrine of War is blinking, but that's only because Teardown was used, but there's nothing hitting that structure to utilize that teardown. This Guan Leo is going to go down against this Charles Wu. And then let's look at the Shrine of Life really quick. This is a little closer. The Shrine of Life is always kind of like forgotten about. Like it's that structure that, because most people don't have to do any healing anymore for the top tier because you have enough troops, but you still need the points. You still need the points being generated from the Shrine of Life. It's 80 points per minute. It's a big deal. And right now there's a, 150 point difference per minute in favor of OV right now. Until all these structures start to recapture, it looks like, here we go, this altar here is going to start to recapture here in just a moment for 411k. And again, they shouldn't have lost that. Like Gecko said, they had plenty of field presence here. Should not have lost that, but OV did end up taking it. And that's where the difference is right now. Now it's knotted up again. Now I will say this. Look at OV pouring into the middle now. It's 1.5 minutes. 411k has been really dominating the middle here. And again, OV needs this Ark. They need this Ark. You've got war drums being popped for what looks like 411k and some for OV. I might have waited a little bit until I got all of these armies in there. That could have made a huge difference. Because right now 411k is kind of bundled up here, whereas OV is still starting to pour in. I might have waited just a little bit. It looks like 411k also used their Mystical Formation buff, as did OV. So, again, all in the same spot, those buffs being hit. And again, while all this is happening, look, 411k took the Sky Altar over here on the left side, bottom lane as well. All the other buildings are also blinking, so now 411k has a point per minute advantage, but OV is pouring a ton of troops into the middle here. And my computer, while it is a beefy computer, is starting to feel the tears of all of the graphics and particle effects that are happening on the screen in front of you. Starting to feel it. It's getting a little choppy. But these armies over here are just kind of fighting off on their own little battle here on the side. But look at all these armies in the middle, and OV pouring more in. Let's go up to the top here and maybe give my computer a little bit of a break. There we go. So more troops pouring in from both sides here on OV. These are probably, yep, there we go. They're going to start marching here shortly. Let me go ahead and click over here just to take a quick peek at this right here. This Sky Altar is held for 411k. It's got Attila Takeda in it, and it's getting swarmed. Oh no. Is it getting swarmed? I don't think it's getting swarmed. Nope. They're waiting for the rally to come in, but they got reinforcements coming to take it back. They will take it back, but again, those are points not happening right now for OV, and OV needs every point they can get right now to hold off 411k. This OV rally is going down. Charles Wu holding very strong on that one. Again, 411k taking the Shrine of Life over here away from OV. Pedro Justin now realizing, hey, I might need to take this back, and now is swarming an Attila Takeda garrison. The Shrine of War still holding strong against this Guan Leo. All right, we're going to jump back to the middle. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully my computer doesn't explode all over the place. So big battles, things are loading in the middle. I do see quite a few OV marches going back, which is a thing to notice. I mean, you've got quite a few OV versus only a couple 411k. Now some more 411k are coming back. That was a little surprising because I saw more OV coming in after the major fight than 411k. But 411k is holding strong on the open field. They're doing a pretty good job. Well, this is with full graphics too. If you're playing, like if I was playing, I would have this on simplified, or I'd be playing on an iPad Pro. So many marches going back for OV. Look at all, like the AoE damage is insane. Now again, I mean, OV's gotten their stuff back, so they've got their buildings back, but right now they're down by 230 points per minute to 411k, and 411k is starting to clear the field a bit, it looks like. I mean, maybe a little even. Maybe it's a little bit even here. We have some more people from OV coming in. Let's see if there's any 411k coming in. There certainly is, although not pouring in. Oh, here we go. Now we're pouring in. All right, we got a lot more coming in from the bottom here. Now, let's check on the OV side. I see a lot of lines. Are they all going this way, or are they all coming? Yep, okay, so we got some coming in. Got some more coming in. So it's going to continue to be a fight in the middle for this arc. And again, this is a critical arc. This is a big deal. It's a 5,000 point game on the dot. This roughly being a 4,500 point arc. So this will help knot the score up in the middle, and then it may be coming down again to provisioning. Provisioning might be a huge point here at the end of the battle. If OV is able to capture this arc, which right now 411k has it and plans to try and keep it, I'm sure. If OV is able to capture this, then it's going to come down to provisioning and who can keep the buildings for as long as possible in these last 13 minutes. If OV loses this arc, this would probably spell the end of the match for them. This would be a dagger for them. Now, Slouty just dropped the arc. Had it for a second, went ahead and dropped it again because his army was low. He's been fighting in the middle for the whole time. More marches pouring in from both sides. Top left for OV and bottom right from 411K. And this is going to be a hard arc to capture, guys. There's 12 and a half minutes left. This means we're really only going to get one more arc. This is going to be the last arc. It's just going to take too long for this arc to get to any particular place where it can be captured for there to be another one. Like if it was captured right now, you'd be in good shape. It's not going to be captured for at least another 5, 6, 7 minutes. So now 411K pulling away. Nat has it with a double C march, which is good. It is T5, so it's a little slower, but not too bad. It is going to go down here because it's already taking some substantial damage. But OV trying to get this arc. This is going to be a critical arc. I mean, whoever captures this arc wins. Well, I take that back. Whoever captures this arc is going to likely win. Because if 411K captures it, they will win. If OV captures it, they're in the race. They're in the hunt. And then it comes down to points per minute and provisioning. And 411K's got solid field presence, and now the arc is on their side of the map. They have it again. Now it drops again. 411K has got more armies on the field here than OV does. OV trying desperately to come in from all directions. John Wick still doing John Wick things, trying to capture that arc and take it back. But 411K grabbing it again. Now, Sky Altar over here going down in favor of OV. That's what they need to do to get back into the points per minute game. And now they are, in fact, ahead. 150 points per minute over 411K. If they were to capture the arc, this is exactly what you need to do if you're OV, is capture some of the structures and either stop the point generation or add to your own point generation total. But with 411K owning this arc right now, it's going to be difficult for OV to do what they're trying to do, which is obviously win here. Pulling away with the Attila March here is this player from 411K. And again, I see a lot of sad faces going back for OV because they're outnumbered. I mean, just look at the total people for 411K in the middle. It's insane how many armies they have available. And that's probably why they're losing some structures here to OV, but I mean, that's fine. You've already got a 5,000 point total advantage, and you're trying to capture another arc. That would give you another 4,500 points. I mean, there's no reason not to commit to this. If you own this arc and you capture it, you've won the game. 411K recognizing the importance of this arc. I think both of them obviously did, right? But 411K really putting a lot of extra emphasis on grabbing this arc and getting it to being captured on their side. Now, again, Shrine of War is under attack by OV, and it's looking good for this Guan rally. Definitely doing more damage than it's taking. So unless there's some reinforcement or some counter damage, like what this Guan is doing here, there's going to be maybe a swap. But there's no armies on the field for OV. Like everything is like they're trying to defend this. They just lost their Sky Altar as well over here on the left side to open field and rally here from 411K. And again, 411K has the arc. That's the key here. New sub, Dallas C. Thank you for the sub, my friend. So this arc, it's down right now, but I mean 411K has the field presence here to take it. Now it's a 3,000 point game, 3,700 point game. Looks like some provisions are starting to come in for OV, but again, it's just not going to be enough. If they can't capture this arc, it's not going to be enough. They need to capture this arc. OV needs this arc to be in the conversation. If 411K captures this arc, the game is over. I mean, OV not giving up. There's still lots of armies coming in. And honestly, I see 411K, they're doing a good job. If you're closer to the actual arc carrier, they're doing a great job with swarming the reinforcements coming in from 411K, but there's people also kind of standing around not doing anything. Like these armies here from Slouty are just walking right by these marches here. They should be hit. That will slow them down. That would also obviously cause them damage so that by the time they get to the arc carrier, they've got nothing left. So Unicorn Grim says 411K. 411K got 28 players, 150 mil. That's great. I mean, once you're 80 mil, 70 mil, it's just a matter of how many healing speed ups that you want to use. So I don't think that's necessarily the reason why they're winning here. Really, it's about the strategy, the execution, and are you using your main team here, I guess, is the other question. Yep, there it is. Throwing up the deuces. And there it goes. So 411K captures the Ark. That makes it a 7,000 point game. With 7 minutes to go, there's just not a way where OV can generate 1,000 points per minute. Normal Ark wasted to use healing. I agree. I mean, well, to a certain extent. I think healing speed-ups are worth it to use if you have the ability to get 10 legendary sculptures. That's worth it to me. So I think that was the nail in the coffin for OV. 411K really putting on quite a show. OV doing a great job too and really showing how to win the structure game. Right now they've got all 4 altars. And 411K is swarming them down to take them back. But again, the point generation total is very, very low because they were able to capture these structures. And again, if OV was also able to do what they just did and capture the Ark, I feel like this would be a completely different game. It's a 9,000 point swing, really. And that would be having them in the lead. Because it's 4,500 points taken away from 411K and 4,500 points added to OV. So they would technically be winning if they capture that Ark. Obviously, they didn't. 411K really putting on how to capture that Ark of Osiris and hold it and really keep it going down the field. And now that they've done that, they're going ahead and start trying to take these other structures that they lost back. And that's really all they needed to do. 5 minutes left in the game. There's no more Arks available. It doesn't spawn for 7 minutes, so that's done. And unless there's a 7,000 point provisioning bomb that OV is about to drop, that's going to be all she wrote. Yeah, 411K getting a little bit of revenge for the Osiris Invitational. And again, 411K was really the realm of Anubis. Like they were the only ones to contribute towards the realm of Anubis. So, well done to 411K so far. This was an amazing match to watch. This is why I wanted to cast it for you guys. This was a good match. I knew it was going to come down to the last few minutes. I knew that it was going to be a lot of solid fights, and that's exactly what we got. I think. Been pretty good. And just everywhere, it's just weird. Like everywhere you go, there's marches of 411K on the field. They are never in their city. They're always out. They're always out on the field, and that's infuriating to an opponent. I mean, I've gone up against alliances like that where every time I turn around, like I'm like, okay, we just cleared this field. Let's go ahead and move forward, and then I go back to the screen, and it's chock full of the enemy. I'm like, what? We just cleared this. Where'd they all come from? That's kind of like what 411K does. They are always on the field. They're always there. They always have presence everywhere you're going. OV is very similar to that. They do a lot of that kind of same gameplay, but just 411K in general. Look, they just have extra marches. Look, just extra marches everywhere. They're constantly pouring out marches. There's not like, you know when you're playing the game, right, and you get sucked into what you're doing, and you've got 2 marches that are not on the field because they came back and they were smashed, and you were still fighting. That's not what seemingly is the case for 411K. They always have marches out. All right, so again, the structures are knotted up. I think this is pretty much a called match. 35,000 to 28,500 in favor of 411K. That's basically a 6,500 point, 6,300 point game. So in favor of 411K, there's really no way with 3 minutes left for that to be made up unless 411K does no provisions and OV does 6,000 points in provisioning, which I just don't see. So I believe this match is pretty much knotted up for 411K to take the victory here. And well done to both teams. It was a great match. Obviously, having a ton of fun casting it and showing you guys all the action on the battlefield and all the good moves that we've seen. We've seen some pretty solid strategies on both sides, and execution on both sides were very good. Really got to showcase how to properly rally, I think, is really what we should take away from this matchup. How to properly rally a structure. Both teams have done it. I think 411K did it a little bit better, and I think that's why they're coming away with the victory. That and the combination of being able to really have solid field presence in the middle. Thank you for the sub, Unicorn Grim. I appreciate the sub. And now, because the swarm was so heavy, this is why the rally had to go all the way around the back of the Shrine of War. And again, just look, there's just more. There's just more. Did they just use Bog Down? Interesting. Where was that Bog Down used? Both Bog Downs. Now it's a mess. Nobody can move anywhere. About a 5,000 point game now, so OV has kind of brought it in a little bit, but losing this structure, the Shrine of War, to 411K at the very end here with 1.5 minutes left. Again, just there's not enough time for anything to happen here. I will take a look at the buildings just to see if there's any provisions coming back. I really don't think that's going to be the case. I'd honestly expect OV to have better provisioning than 411K just because of how many marches are on the field for 411K. I mean, do they really have provisioning marches as well? With that kind of field presence, it's crazy. OV taking the Sky Altar away from 411K as well at the end, 15 seconds ago with the Guan rally. Again, it's just a matter of being in the right place. It seems like both of these teams really know how to do that to a T. So what do you guys think of this match? Was it good? I personally thought it was a really good match. I thought it was a really good match. Both teams did really well. And again, we figured it was going to be a few thousand point game and won by either winning the Ark at the very end, which is what basically happened with 411K, or Provisions, which would have happened if OV had taken the Ark. Provisions would have maybe won the game. Yeah, very good game. Very good match, I think. Both Shrines of War in favor of 411K. 3 altars, however, in favor of OV. Again, 4,000 point total now. So still coming back a little bit with the provisions coming in for OV. But that's the end of the match right there. OV going down and getting revenged against with 411K. OV Slouty with the MVP, though. 316,000 points. My goodness. Was he rallied or did he rally somebody? 316,000 points is quite a bit for just doing rallies against structures and open field fighting. That is a lot. That is a lot. And again, here's where the victory happened. Again, OV did a better job occupation score-wise, and like I said, provisions weren't even on 411K's mind. There's just so many open field marches. How could they possibly provision as well? And again, 5,800 points for provisioning for OV. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. But when you capture all 3 arcs, provisions aren't necessarily as big of a deal. OV with a higher kill total here. There were units healed here. Look, I mean, and again, this not just about the sculptures and the rewards, but a little bit of pride here, I think, is also very much in play here. It was an amazing match. Osiris League with 411K and FN was a nail-biter and awesome match. Interesting. I didn't see that one. Yeah, that's why I bring this stuff to you guys. So I hope you enjoy what I'm bringing to you guys if I'm doing an Ark of Osiris match. Gecko does this a lot on his channel too. He does a lot of these big Osiris League matches where you can kind of see some of the top tier execution on how this game should be played and some of the next level strategies that I know people who are just starting to play the game don't really understand yet. So try to bring this stuff to you guys, bring it into the masses, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you, OV, for housing me for this event so I could bring this to you guys on the channel. Again, they don't really let many of us do that stuff because they're very focused on Ark, and they're very tight-knit and closed when it comes to that. They don't want to be giving out any tips or strategies away from what they do. But again, relationship with a couple players inside of OV, they brought me in. I appreciate them offering me that and allowing me to do that for you guys. And you all should also give them a big thanks for that too. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to see this. So huge shout out to OV for letting me cast this with and for them. And again, Kingdom 52 is a good kingdom. I've never had a problem with any of them. And really, again, I have a lot of friends in OV that are good players, solid players, and good people. And good community people, which is what this channel is all about, fighting and community. So with that being said, any other questions you guys have before I go ahead and wrap the stream up here and go and get my day started and try and recover from yesterday's July 4th / Sippin Saturday bonanza? Waiting for the Osiris bundle now. Yes, Forgiving Sword. Hit the like button. And again, hit the sub button, hit the bell notification, all those good things whenever you can, because that is very helpful to the channel and to the community. So again, any questions before I take off? I'm going to give you all another like minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and get the ball rolling on out of here. It's a new 411K team, so they did well together. Blaze Daily, that's good. They did very well. I will say 411K looked better this time than they did in the Osiris Invitational. 5511 YSG better than Sun Tzu. Yeah, I would say so. I would use 5511 YSG over Sun Tzu. Maxed. All right, guys, looks like everybody's kind of wrapping their day up too, or getting their day started. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream up as well. I appreciate you all joining me on the stream here. This was fantastic. I see one more question here I'll go ahead and answer before I go, but really had a fun time. Again, thank you again to OV for allowing me to cast this from their alliance. It was very nice of them to do that. I got a few gold chests on this little 4,000 account as well. It was kind of cool. But other than that, let me go ahead and answer this last question, and we'll go ahead and wrap up. So for free-to-play, should I focus on getting Wu Artemisia to defend or go for Attila Takeda? Depends on your tech. If you don't have max tech, you should do neither. And again, if you're free-to-play, I'm not sure exactly how long you've been playing, but if you're not max tech, there's no reason to do either. You should be looking for open field combinations and things like that. But Wu Artemisia is not a good pairing. Artemisia Wu is a good pairing. You need to make sure you get Artemisia to 60. And Attila Takeda is always useful, open field, rally, but again, you want to be max tech for that. Ethelfled Joan is viable for free-to-play. Again, you just don't want to have that combo on the front line. You'll be T5 by then. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you can do either one if you want a garrison. Go for the Artemisia Wu route. But again, that's going to be very expensive. Artemisia is an MGE commander, and Wu is a KVK Season 2 commander. And likely you'll have to use the majority, if not all, of your legendary sculptures to max those two commanders. That's going to be 1,200 plus legendary sculptures that you're going to need. And again, for free-to-play, that's kind of hard. Is 411K still gathering their troops at Ark at 6-minute timer? No. Henry Sung, no. That was the thing. I thought they performed a lot better this time than in Osiris Invitational because they weren't doing that. In the Osiris Invitational, they were doing that. I think that was hurting them from a structure standpoint. Now that they're going towards the 3 and 2 minute mark, look pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. 411K looked really good. OV, of course, always looking good, but 411K edged them out this time. There's no doubt about it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. See you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.